I'm Terry Dennett. I'm the curator for the last 19 years of the Jo Spence Memorial Archive, which is all the work of Jo Spence, and this is in Islington in London. Many people must have suffered like Jo and did all great work, but they didn't put it in the public domain, so it's as if they never lived. Because I think her work is worth preserving, and so do hundreds of people all over the world, you know. I still get 5 or 10 emails a day from people in the most unlikely places. This is critically important social radical work. I haven't seen anyone like her. Now, parts of it have already been dispersed to various institutions. In 3 days, the second lot is going to Ryerson University in Toronto in Canada. They have about half of it then, so that's good. Other stuff is in Japan, America, Spain, 2 lots of stuff in Spain, and so on. Okay, this is a shot of the stuff that's going to the University of Toronto here now, and there's some more books out there, and this will be the second lot, so they'll have half of Jo's collection in Canada. So just running through this, these are the negatives from Jo's portrait studio in Hampstead. There's 3 boxes of them, mostly weddings, but also portraits. Some people are famous and so on. Oh, there's one of her surviving studio books. I haven't looked at this for years. Neg register. Empty. Oh no, there we are. So this is how she used to do it. That shows the negatives, the person, the date and so on. When she was alive, we realised if you don't keep an artist's work in the public domain for 10, 15 years, they're lost. That's why I've kept this on for 19 years. This is some of Jo's bits and pieces here, magazines. This is just as she left it, where she would have a box of ephemera to work through for her shows. So what they wanted was things as she left them, as it were. So this is traces of Jo. I'm keeping her personal albums. That's her as a baby. Yeah. This is all her ephemera and source material for the Cinderella thesis she did at the Polytechnic of Central London. We went to Germany, and it's called Aschenputtel in German. And there we are. So there's all the work on her death that survives, apart from the stuff down there. This is 24 things of all my stuff on photo history, development, blah blah blah. That's the whole section there. They will get that eventually if I still leave it to them, but yeah. This is her file on feminist photography in 1979, so that's quite... and there she's all annotated it all. She was a secretary, so all her stuff is impeccably labelled. And this is her faces group. Women didn't like their faces, that's the file for that. Now these are quite rare, and the deal is they will make these into A4 wire bound. And this is Jo's original diaries, handwritten. Some professor has just come here, Jo's dream diary. So this will be, someone will do a thesis on this. This is what I said they should do. There's 8 crates of books. I'll just show you the sort of thing. And that's quite a nice one, and so on. And there's lots and lots of stuff that's not printed anymore, and it's rare. And lots of people in England come and look at this, but I'm going to give it to Canada because it will be much better looked after. Because every time someone comes, I have to get all this down again, and people have stolen books as well. Amazing, isn't it? Actually, the original copies of camera work when we were there. In the hospice, she had obviously time to think, and then she came up to me, or I came up to her, and she said, "Okay, I'm going to leave all my things," and she signed the will, and I've got the copies of the will here. That's how I own all the stuff. Some of the studio photographs I've got there. On this, a review of work poster. This is a big poster for one of her shows there. Review of work. This is how we used to do the laminated shows. This is some of her therapy. And you've got her voice, textual voice, going through the whole thing. I can hear it. And she used to make all her own herbs and things, which is unusual. Well, there she is. I think this is for the arena programme.
Got a voracious appetite, this machine. Like I have now.
And this is, she was here when they rang up and said you got cancer, and that's an actual photograph of her. And this is the way she used to do it. Her working albums, they're going to take those, and some underneath I think as well. In a letter she wrote to me just before she died, she's outlined all the things she wants to do. No money, but there you go. And she said, in the words of the poet, don't mourn, organise. So that's, and she was dying. So that's it, you know. This is the end of the vintage archive. This building's falling to pieces and I can't keep it. They can store it in humidity controlled conditions and so on. They will have archivists to look at it. Better still, they will have students to work on it for theses. So that takes a lot of, then I can get on with my own work. So that's very good. Yeah.